Today I want to talk about aiming at a specific audience. When I did the video last week about what if your channel was a magazine and like flipping through the articles and what videos slash articles would be in that magazine, I ended up with different audiences. I ended up with me, like what would I watch personally. I ended up with a magazine for an audience that was the current Rec Room audience. And then there was a magazine for the audience that I want or I think I want. That causes a lot of confusion for me because I don't know exactly who I need to aim at with whatever video or whatever content I'm making, but also for the algorithm. When the RCL Man channel like knew exactly what it was aiming at, like people who did circuit tutorials and stuff, the algorithm knew exactly where to put my videos. I worked a little bit with ChatGPT, to try and figure out based on me and based on what I want out of an audience. Whenever I have those videos on Rec Room where I just kind of like ramble and talk, people actually respond really good to that. People who give really long, thoughtful comments, and I want more audience like that gives long, like thoughtful comments, not ones that are just like, make me this invention or bring back old bean. And also, I'm not gonna lie, people who probably have a little bit more money to spend. The algorithm and YouTube knows that the Rec Room audience doesn't have a lot of money to spend. So that's why when it comes to AdSense on YouTube doing with Rec Room or even Gorilla Tag, you don't make a bunch because they know that most of the people watching Gorilla Tag Rec Room content are too young to even have any money to spend. So the advertisers aren't going to make a lot of money off of them. So they're not going to spend a lot of money on advertising. Does that make sense? I'm just going to go through, I guess, the audience that I'm aiming at now. And I want to keep that just in mind as I go forward. Get some clarity and place me in the algorithm, more squarely. Who it is that I'm aiming at. 18 to 28-year-old gamers who enjoy watching transformation. They like clear goals, real problem solving, visible progress, systems and mechanics. Watch someone build, fail, adjust, and improve. Every video must include a defined objective, real friction, uncertain outcome, measurable change by the end. So when I think about those things, that is kind of what circuits did. With every circuit video, you had a clear goal. Like today we're going to build X. You can see the progress of the system as it's being built. Definitely times when I did those videos where it's like, oh, I'm going to try this. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try this. I feel like I would cut a lot of that out because I thought it wouldn't help the audience or it was maybe boring to the audience, but maybe that was part of it. Okay, this is who I'm aiming at, and they like the same kind of stuff that Circuits was, but I'm just not quite sure how to do that outside of Circuits, and I guess that's what I need to learn. It made me think of a channel called Amphibious Amphibian. Some of the videos that like Real Civil Engineer has done where it's like city skyline, can you build a city in one square? Or like, can you run supermarket simulator starting with only a loaf of bread or something like that? But it seems like in order to do that, you need to know the game pretty well. You would need to already have played the game and have some experience with it and then say, okay, now that I have some experience with it, let's try to do this like challenge in the game. That's where it's a bit of an issue because I don't have any games that I'm like that super invested in. The only thing I can think right off the top of my head is like, can you win a match of Rocket League with no boost? What game do I play enough to then go, oh, I can do a challenge? I've seen a bunch of like Fallout ones with mods. So, I mean, maybe something like that. But again, there's already probably hundreds of channels that do, Fallout mod type videos. Because I'm so used to the Rec Room audience, I'm not exactly sure if this audience exists, but I know that they have to exist, but it's weird because it's this territory I'm not really used to living in.